The mountain that waited. He stood at the foot of the cliff, pressing a cold stone into his sweaty forehead, and tried to force his body, which no longer obeyed, to breathe. The wrong rock, the wrong mountain. It's just a training route at the local climbing wall. And a month later, climbing Kilimanjaro. A lifelong dream. And now, looking at these colorful clues, he understood. This is the end. His legs felt weak, and his arms refused to support his weight. It wasn't a physical malfunction. It was a cry from the soul, give up. You cannot. You're going to break down. His name was Ben. A year ago, he was a different person. Strong, confident, with plans to conquer half the world. Then there was an accident. Long months in the hospital, doctors' predictions that you can forget about the mountains, and a quiet, corroding pit from the inside called depression. He struggled with the pain, heard the words of support that bounced off the wall like peas. The scariest thing was not that the body had failed. The scariest thing was that the spirit broke. He stopped believing in himself. Probably, everyone has faced their own mountain at least once, which seems insurmountable. Not with an external problem, but with an internal enemy. Fear, insecurity, pain that screams, stop, come back, you can't do this. And the easiest thing is to obey. Retreat. And then for years to live with the bitter residue of what if. They left the hall. It was just him and the instructor on duty, Andrew, a silent man with eyes that had seen many broken people. Ben, without looking up, just whispered, that's it. I can't. Andrew came over, sat down next to me on the mats and said an unexpected thing. The mountain doesn't require you to conquer it. She wants you to get up. To its height. Not to the top, but at its height. He pointed at the wall. Do you see that yellow lead in the middle? The goal is not to climb to the top. The task is to get to her. Just before her. It was humiliating. Walk half a route? For someone who dreamed of Kilimanjaro? But there was nothing to do. Gritting his teeth, Ben began. Every move was a struggle. My muscles were on fire, and my old injuries were aching. An inner voice whispered, it's pointless. Come down. But he was looking at the yellow lead. Just at her. And when his fingers trembled around her, he felt not triumph, but exhaustion. And a quiet, tiny feeling, I got there. This way. The next day, Andrew set a goal again, to the blue. 3 leads higher. Then, go through the entire yellow section, but slowly, concentrating on every move. Ben was angry. He wanted to storm the top right away, prove to himself that he was still who he was. But he was forced to be weak. Admit your weakness and work with it. The day came when he stood at the foot of the full route again. The one that started it all. The fear returned, cold and sticky. He closed his eyes, and all those weeks flashed through his mind. Falls, breakdowns, despair, and tiny victories. Over one clue, one move, one thought, I can't. And then he understood. He was looking at the wrong problem. He looked at the whole mountain at once, and it overwhelmed him. But he learned to divide it into parts. He wasn't thinking about the top. He thought, I'm taking a step now. Just a step. Then another one. Stretch your hand. Find a foothold. Just the next centimeter. He climbed up. Not a hero storming the heights, but a man who overcomes himself. 1 centimeter at a time. On a lead. On a sigh. When his hand touched the top edge of the wall, there was no cry of victory. There was silence. And tears. Not from joy, but from liberation. He did not conquer this wall. He made a deal with her. He found a common language with his body and with his fear. He came down and looked at Andrew. I'm not ready for Kilimanjaro, Ben said, and there was no defeat in his voice. There was a calm acceptance. Of course not, the instructor smiled. But now you're ready to prepare. Ben went outside. It was raining. He raised his face to the sky, and the drops mixed with the tears on his cheeks. He looked at the skyscrapers of the city, and they seemed to him not alien and hostile, but simply other mountains. Lower levels. More accessible. Overcoming is not about taking off to the top in one fell swoop. It's about breaking a huge, impossible path into small, feasible steps and going through them. Even if these steps are given with pain, through I can't, through tears. What is your mountain? Job loss, illness, fear of loneliness, betrayal? Don't look at the top of it. Find your yellow lead, the first, smallest step that you can take right now. Take this step. Right now. Your mountain is waiting not for the one who will crush it, but for the one who has the courage to take the first step to its foot.